Hello, guys, and I am here for some awesome game day bingo. I'm super excited to be here streaming live on those Pilot TVs, Player Connect app, pilotgames.com/PilotTV, YouTube Live, as well as the Twitch app. Our channel name is MegaSota on both YouTube Live and Twitch. But as we are getting enrolled into this very first game of Game Day Bingo, we got a minor prize of $19 you could take home in 52 balls or less. A major prize of $4,542 you could take home in 52 balls or less, meaning that that minor prize will not be available in this game, as you'll be taking home the major if you take it home in that ball count. But the very next game, that minor prize will be clicking up to 54 balls or less, continuing to get more exciting as we play this awesome Game Day Bingo. We got that mega jackpot sitting at $29,341 you could take home in 47 balls or less. All should be great prizes we're getting after in this game number one. Next 12 games of Game Day Bingo, as we're getting after some awesome prizes here, and even a must-go prize of $91, as this is a double must-go, as we gave out that minor jackpot in the very final game of Game Day Bingo just yesterday. But some locations that deserve some extra luck are Gordy's Place, the Turtle River Chop House, Gino's Bar and Grill, Big Whitey's Bar and Grill, VFW Hoyt Lake, El Barco's Mexican Restaurant, Twin Bluffs, the New Richland Liquor Company, Buffalo Wild Wings Bemidji, Shaggy's Bonfire, the Castaway Isles, as well as the Midtown Bar and Grill. Great job to each and every one of those locations getting those unwrapped and installed. We definitely shoot some luck out to you guys as you get after some awesome bingo right here, with players already 8 balls away. That player being Mikey Mike, and now Moss joining us at that 7 ball away mark. Should be some fun stuff as we wait to see who's going to be taking home maybe a jackpot prize or even this Musco of $91. As we're waiting to see that one go out, I'd like to highlight our jackpot winners, as we've given out 23 jackpots over the last 7 days and 436 jackpots during this season 14. I did miss out on yesterday's broadcast, so we got to highlight both Tuesday and Wednesday's jackpot winners, as we started off in Tuesday with Vidi over at the Municipal Liquor Store Akeley, taking home $777. Great job to you, Vidi, big time Pilot Games player. We then had Sydney over at the Main Street Bar Hopkins take home a nice prize of $8,010. Great job to you, Sydney. Before we get into those other jackpot winners, we got to talk about our winner in this game right here, as we got our players getting after, trying to take home some awesome prizes. We'll see if they can take it home in this game right here, as we are already at 63 balls dropped. The must-go prize is what we are working on, with already a few players 1 ball away. We'll see who can end up taking it home. Scrub Eye, a big time player, but it's none other than KRC over at the Chanticleer Pizza Maple Grove, taking home $91 on that nice Musco. Good job to you, KRC, in this game number one of Game Day Bingo. We'll now be getting enrolled into a game number two, with our jackpots continuing to grow and roll into this upcoming game. As we continue to get enrolled into this upcoming game, I'd like to continue talking about jackpot winners, as we gave out some nice jackpots to end great final jackpot to end off our Tuesday, and that went out to Flipper over at the Broadway Pizza Blaine, taking home $8,922. What a great way to end off that lovely Tuesday. But we got to talk about yesterday's great jackpot winners, as we got it started off with a nice $799 prize, and that went out to Brother Nate over at Carboni's Pizza and Sports Bar Burnsville. One of our big time players that are always out there earning some great points while playing Pilot games. So great to see you taking home that awesome jackpot prize of $799. We continue on to our other jackpot winners on that Wednesday, as the second jackpot to go out went out to Mr. Player over at the Old Piper in Lakeville. They actually split up a prize of $2,500 with Wilton over at Acapulco Stillwater. They both took home $1,250, as they were playing a little Pilot Payday action, which is always awesome to play. We only play it 3 times a week, every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 6 p.m. So today is one of those lucky days you can get after that $2,500 must go. But good job to all of our winners yesterday and on Tuesday, as it was a lot of fun to see you guys taking home some really nice prizes. We have just 45 seconds to get enrolled into this game number 2 of Game Day Bingo. That minor prize has now clicked up to 54 balls or less, $36, and now available to be taken home. But if you get it just a little bit earlier than that at 52 balls or less, you'll be able to take home $4,556 on that major prize. The mega prize sitting at 47 balls or less, it's sitting at $29,353. All should be great stuff as we continue to get after this awesome action. If you love getting after this Pilot Games action, head on over to our Facebook page and give us a like and follow. It's as easy as searching up Pilot Games and clicking on that logo. You'll then be able to see weekly bingo schedules, event details and reminders, big progressives, player pictures, and so much more. You can also click the website link at the very top of that Facebook page, which is our link tree that has links to our bar locations where you can play Pilot Games, our social medias like Twitter and Instagram, pgl.world, and even more there. So just the hub of all things Pilot Games right there on that Facebook page so that you guys can stay up to date and know when to be coming out for some great bingo. But if you just want to know when to come out for the live bingo for today, I'll be going over our schedule right here. As right now, we are in this game day bingo. Right now, game number 2 of game day bingo, as we'll be playing this fun game from 12 all the way till 1 p.m., playing 12 games of this as we try and give out some really nice prizes. Then, right at 1 p.m., we'll be switching on over to one singular game of Lucky for Bingo. I'll be leaving you guys to play that great game unhosted, getting after $81,567, the largest jackpot available today. You'll then get into some more game day bingo, this time unhosted from 1 all the way till 4 p.m., getting after that minor, major, and mega prize, whatever they left off at after this great 12 games that we're playing right here. 4 p.m., you'll play another game of Lucky for Bingo, your second shot at that $81,000 if it didn't go out at 1 p.m. Then I'll be coming back live for some Skull Bingo tonight for some happy hour bingo action. That'll be running from 4 all the way till 6 p.m. We'll be trying to give out a line prize of $374 you can take home in 10 balls or less. A large frame prize of $3,355 you can take home in 43 balls or less. And that coverall prize of $40,429 you could take home in 50 balls or less. Should be some great stuff playing that Skull Bingo from 4 to 6 p.m. And right at 6 p.m., I'll be ending off with a little bit of Pilot Payday action. As I already hinted at it before, it gets played only 3 times a week: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 6 p.m., replacing that Lucky 4 Bingo that normally holds that spot at 6 p.m. But I think the Pilot Payday is just a little bit more fun. It's only 10 cents a card and has a $2,500 must go. I can't wait to see which one of our lucky players take it home today. But before we talk more about live bingo, we do have a winner in this game number 2 of Game Day Bingo. Maggie, as well as Jax. Maggie playing over at Lyle Liquor, and Jax playing over the Broadway Pizza Rochester. They're splitting up a $12 Musco prize. Good job to both of our winners in that great game of Game Day Bingo, as we now get enrolled into a game number 3. That minor prize clicking up from 54 to 56 balls or less, almost $50 there. $44,000 still available on that major at 52 balls or less, and $29,000 available on that mega at 47 balls or less. But as we get enrolled into this next bingo, I'm going to continue to talk about the live bingo today. As I was just talking about our happy hour action, which is Skull Bingo from 4 to 6. And then at 6 p.m., we end off with a little Pilot Payday action. Make sure you guys are coming out for that, because that'll be the next time I come live after I finish off these 12 games with you guys. Then we'll play some unhosted game day bingo from 6 all the way till 10 p.m., getting after that minor, major, and mega prize, whatever they have grown to throughout the day. We do like to interrupt that game day bingo every once in a while. That runs from 6 to 10 with specialty nights. There's 2 specialty nights a week that you definitely want to come out for, and those are our PGL nights. We just finished up one last night, as that was a wild Wednesday. It goes from 7 to 9 every single Wednesday. Me and Jordy are usually there giving out a bunch of PGL points and prizes. Last night we weren't due to getting sick, but we are back better than ever and ready to take on some wild bingo while playing that awesome PGL action from 7 to 9 like we do every Wednesday. But the first PGL game that's coming up next week is going to be MegaSota Game Night. That gets started at 6:40 every single Tuesday, and you're going to be able to get a bunch of PGL points there as well. If you're out there playing, signed up at PGL.world. Tony and Nikki are usually there playing alongside you guys, watching you take home some huge prizes as well as PGL points. They were not able to give out their grand finale prize of $15,768 in that jackpot jungle action. So hopefully you guys come out there to earn that awesome prize at 54 balls or less. It's definitely a lot of fun. Love both those PGL nights and all that specialty night action that you guys can get after. We do have one other specialty broadcast that happens, and that is our Vikings game day. This week we are on a bye, so we got a long time before we get our next game, all the way till December 10th. Crazy enough. And we'll be taking on those great Las Vegas Raiders. Should be some interesting stuff, as there is definitely some things going to be in the works throughout this offseason. And so make sure you guys are staying tuned to these broadcasts, as I'll be keeping you guys up to date with all that Vikings news as we wait for that next great game day broadcast. But as we are getting after right here, we got to talk about some national days. Before I get into those national days, let's talk about the prizes. We have $60 available on that minor that you could take home in 56 balls or less. A major prize of $4,574 you could take home in 52 balls or less, and a $29,372 mega prize that you could take home in 47 balls or less. Our first national day that we'll be getting into is a very important one, as it's Day of Remembrance of all victims of chemical warfare. On November 30th each year, the Day of Remembrance of all victims of chemical warfare pays tribute to the victims of chemical warfare. The day also reaffirms the commitment to eliminate the threat of chemical warfare. It's a really a terrible way to have to do war, and war is already just disgusting thing in general, and the fact that it can be just added to is horrible. And so we definitely highlight those victims on today. Anybody who's related to those victims, we send out our support on this very special November 30th. We do have 51 balls dropped on this game right here. We'll be seeing who can take home our prizes, as we only have two more to try and give out this minor jackpot. It doesn't look like it's going to be happening, but we'll see right here as we move on to a Musco prize of $19.30. We already got quite a few players 2 balls away, so we should be seeing this prize go out relatively soon. And there it is. Now we have 3 players, 1 ball away. One of them being a big time player, Loser Dave. Good to see you out there getting after it. But who will end up being our winner? It will be none other than Cubby over at HR Pesties, taking home $19.30. Good job to you, as we now get enrolled into a game at number 4. As we're getting enrolled into this game number 4, that minor prize will be clicking up to 58 balls or less, getting more exciting as we continue to play through these games. Next up on our National Day list, we got National Personal Space Day. National Personal Space Day on November 30th promotes kindness towards sensitivities and supports healing and self protection by recognizing everyone's right to decide when and how to be touched. Touch can hurt. Many bacteria and viruses can harm. The day provides an opportunity to be aware of a person's unspoken need for space, or a gentler and welcomed touch. When you see someone wearing the peace symbol, forgo the handshake or a hug and offer a smile or another way to show you care. Yeah, there's a ton of ways now to have your different interactions. Whether someone prefers just the fist bump, the high five as a quick little form of contact, you don't like contact at all, so it's a nice wave and smile, whatever it is. There's lots of ways ways to respect someone's personal space, as we highlight that on today. This is definitely a day that I need to take into consideration, as I'm someone who can definitely get up in someone's personal space without even realizing it. As I'll get passionate about whatever conversation we're talking about. I'll get really into telling a story, and I'll start moving my hands too much, and I get too close. And it's one of those days that it's you just got to be a little bit more conscious about it on today, as we highlight National Personal Space Day, and to respect people's personal space. Next up on our national day list, as you guys just have 40 seconds to get enrolled into this next game with that 58 ball or less minor jackpot, we got one of my favorite states to spell. National Day. It's National Mississippi Day. On November 30th, National Mississippi Day recognizes the home of the Delta Blues, the 20th state to join the Union. Uh, I think everyone has learned how to spell Mississippi with the different rhymes that come from it. It's one of those fun words too that you can spell really fast. The Mississippi River flows into the Gulf of Mexico along the western boundary of the state, and derives its name from the Oboe word Mizibi, which means great river. Very interesting. Um, yeah, a cool one on today. The Mississippi has a lot of cool history and fun facts about it. So maybe learn a little bit more on today, as it is National Mississippi Day. Definitely a great one. If you guys want to know a little bit more about it, we'll talk more about that Mississippi Day while we play some Skull Bingo tonight, as we'll be getting after some awesome prizes from 4 to 6. Next up on our National Day list is National Mason Jar Day. On November 30th, National Mason Jar Day commemorates an ingenious invention that has been bringing families together for generations. Simply by opening a jar of fruit preserves or spicy salsa, we enjoy the flavor of summer in the midst of winter. For those who love to pickle, the mason jar rescues fruits and veggies from the garden. From green beans to watermelon, we make them sweet or spicy. While food preservation has existed for centuries, John Landis Mason from New Jersey made home canning safe. The young tinsmith patented number 22186 for an improvement in the screw neck bottle. Issued a revolutionary design. Since then, the gardeners have been canning. They stocked their pantries from their victory gardens. Some padded their wallets with their heirloom collection and many other different things as well. Definitely cool on today, as we're about to give out a nice prize in this game. A must go prize of $27 is going out to Whoopi31 over at TT's Tilted Tavern Bar and Grill. Great job to you, as we now get enrolled into this next game of Game Day Bingo, a game number 5. In this game 5, we'll have a minor prize at 60 balls or less, just one ball away from what that Whoopi was about to take home. Well, we'll see if we can end up giving it out in this awesome game. Already over $100 available on that minor prize, and only growing as we continue to get enrolled. Next up on our national day list, we are going to be talking about National Moose Day. November 30th, National Moose Day serves up a delicious treat that can be savory or sweet. What can we say about mousse? The word mousse is French, means foam. Typically, we whip egg whites to a or cream to make a mousse. Depending on the type of mousse, its consistency can vary from light and airy to thick and creamy. This versatile dish lends itself while to both desserts and savory recipes. In fact, several types of mousse can be served at the same meal. for a a salmon mousse as the first course to a tart lemon or creamy chocolate mousse for dessert. There are virtually no limit to the flavors we can incorporate into a mousse. This is very different from what I thought because I always imagine it as the chocolate mousse, as that's a very delicious little dessert treat. But a salmon mousse sounds very, very interesting as like maybe a dip for your chip. As I think Jordy would be all over that one. Definitely a cool one on today. Maybe time to explore a little bit more with Moose on National Moose Day. We have just 50 seconds to get enrolled into this game number 5. We'll see if we can give out a nice $133 minor jackpot or this $4,000 major. But I hope that we can give out $29,000 on the mega. We'll see if we can end up having that happen as we continue to get through these national days, as we still have quite a few more, 2 more national days we need to cover. Next up is Stay Home Because You're Well Day. On November 30th, Stay Home Because You're Well Day gives us an excuse to stay in for the day. We all need a break, and it's nice to take it when we are healthy and can enjoy it. That said, if everyone in the working world took the same day to stay home because we were well, chaos would ensue. We all need time alone. It is essential to disconnect for our daily routine. Sometimes a checklist of things we need to do calls to us. Others have no idea what we do left to our own devices. Being home when you are healthy can come with a sense of accomplishment too. We can tackle tasks we've been waiting to complete for a while. It can also be an opportunity for some much needed relaxation. Everyone sees a healthy day off differently. Use it as you see fit. Definitely a great one on today. A healthy day off is always needed. I always like felt this when I was going to. I felt this most when I was going to school, as when I was in like high school and stuff. I always wanted to just like fake being sick, so then I could end up having just a day of watching TV with no one else in the house, and it was just a really great time. And so, as an adult, it becomes more acceptable. You don't gotta lie about it, and sometimes you can just get those lovely days off at home. Too bad I took a day off yesterday as I was feeling pretty sick, and so I can't celebrate this National Day, and I get to be here broadcasting with you guys live. We do have almost 40 balls dropped in this game as we got Jer Bear 5 balls away, still in line to be able to take home one of these awesome jackpot prizes. Most likely that minor prize we could see getting into somebody's pocket, $139 at 60 balls or less. We can usually see it go out at the 60 ball or less mark. Last National Day, though, on today, it is National Computer Security Day. Computer Security Day on November 30th reminds us to protect our computers. Every day, computers become faster and more advanced. Protecting the resources, tools, and information on them protects the people who use them too. Very important stuff. Computers can get really confusing. Your information can get out there quicker than ever, and so you want to make sure you have up-to-date virus software and all those different things to protect you from any different multitude of things that can happen on your computer that can hurt its security. But in this game right here, who is leading the charge the entire way, Jer Bear over at Lefty's Bar and Grill, has taken home that minor jackpot of $139.40. Good job to you, Jer Bear, in this awesome game number 5. I will be taking a break for game number 6 as well as game number 7. I'll be back in just a little bit to give out some more great prizes in these games, as well as announce the winners from the games I miss. Hello, guys, and I am here for some more of this great game day bingo. I'm super excited to be here as we are going to be getting after these next 5 games of game day bingo. I'll be here live with you guys for as we got 56 balls or less for that minor jackpot at $80 already. We got that major prize at 52 balls or less, $4,703, and that mega prize of $29,500 that you could take home in 47 balls or less. Should be great stuff as we get on after it. As those last 2 games that you just played, we got to see a double Musco prize go out to one of our longtime players, Loser Dave over at Big Louie's Bar and Grill, New Brighton, taking home $60.30. Good to see you, Loser Dave, getting a nice win there. As we now get enrolled in this game, just 2 seconds, we should be giving out another great prize in this upcoming matchup. But as we get after in this upcoming matchup, we got to talk about that other game we played as we saw another must go of $20 go out to Bambi over at Monticello VFW and Joe over at Beer Stube Hastings. They each took home $10 on that great must go win. Good job to all of our winners in those last 2 games of game day bingo. A bunch of luck going out to you guys as you get on after it. But as you guys get on after it, we got to talk about our Minnesota Twins as we actually teamed up with our Twins for a great ETAB game called Twins Win. You can even check out the Home Run Derby bonus round to see if you could take home some Grand Slam prizes. It's definitely a great time playing that awesome ETAB games. But we are going to be checking in with any kind of Twins news that we could be talking about, as it looks like it's just a bunch of off-season talk, projections, who we're going to end up signing, what's going to be happening, and so lots of excitement for our Twins this offseason still to come. And so send that luck over to them by playing that awesome ETAB game. But as you guys are getting after this awesome live bingo game, I got to talk about the players that have been earning the most points while playing this game day bingo right here. And we currently start off in our top 10 with a tie in 9th place between Nan over at Corky's Bar Southaven and Player over at the Boulevard Tavern, both sitting with 57,000 points. With 62,000 points in 8th place, we have Mad Dog over at Egan's Arms Public House. 7th place is Super D over at Shore 96 with 63,000 points. As we have 67,000 points for 6th place Towley over at Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards. 5th place is Why Not Me over at Beatles Bar and Grill with 74,000 points. With 83,000 points in 4th place, we have Mike over at the Sherwood Lounge. Before I get into that top 3 players in Game Day Bingo, we have a winner in this game of Game Day Bingo. Moss over at Corky's Bar Southaven is taking home $18.70 on that Musco prize. Good job to you as we now get enrolled into our next game, a game number 9 of Game Day Bingo. So continue getting enrolled and press and play as we have that minor prize now clicking up to 58 balls or less. But our top 3 players in Game Day Bingo who get after it whenever we're playing these games. In 3rd place, we have Rock Rider over the Incline Station Bowling Center with 85,000 points. With 92,000 points in 2nd place, we have Mikey Mike over at the Old Piper in Blaine. And in 1st place, it's none other than Call Me Jen over at JR Mac with 213,000 points. Great job to you, Call Me Jen, as well as all of those other players just earning so many points while playing that awesome game day bingo. Now, moving on to those locations that have been earning all those points, as we have in 10th place, VFW Blaine with 113,000 points. 130,000 points for 9th place, Country Lounge. 8th place is Shady's Railside with 135,000 points. 1,000 points ahead with 136,000 points in 7th, we have the Sherwood Lounge. 6th place is Leo's Bar Newmarket with 143,000 points, as the Boulevard Tavern sits in 5th with 157,000 points. With 168,000 points in 4th place, we have the Old Piper in Blaine, as our top 3 locations are all in the 200,000 point club. 3rd place is JR Mac with 251,000 points. And with 289,000 points in 2nd place, we have VFW Spring Lake Park. And our 1st place location is Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards with 293,000 points, now closing in on the 300,000 point club. We have just 50 seconds to get enrolled into this next game. That minor prize is now over $100, sitting at 113 bucks. You could take home in 58 balls or less. That minor prize is at $4,730. You could take home in 52 balls or less. And that mega prize still sitting at $29,527. You could take home in 47 balls or less. If you aren't getting enrolled into this game of Game Day Bingo, though, check out some of our e-tabs. We have over 70 different charitable e-tab games that you can play anytime and win huge prizes up to $1,500. All games have small bets between 50 cents and $5 with awesome bonus and free play rounds in those games. We'd love for you to check them out. Definitely one of my favorites is the newest e-tab game that we just put out about a month ago called Wicked Seas. You can find buried treasure in the treasure map bonus or spin the helm to try and land on some great prizes in that wheel bonus. It's all a lot of fun in our newest e-tab game, Wicked Seas, themed after the great pirates that we love. And so definitely get after it in that awesome new e-tab game, or give us a like and follow on our Facebook page so you can know whenever we're releasing those new e-tabs. As we are getting after it in this game number 9 of Game Day Bingo, I would like to talk about some music history, as we have to talk about some great music history that happened on this November 30th. And our first day in music history, happening in 1982, Michael Jackson releases Thriller, which becomes by far the best selling album worldwide. This had a huge grasp on everybody. Michael Jackson had a lot of big hits and set a lot of records like this, but none quite it feels like as big as his release of Thriller, as that one has dominated ever since. Always gets a big boost whenever it comes into the Halloween season, and so definitely a great one on today. As also came with an amazing uh, music video that ended up being, I think, 10 minutes long. Definitely a cool one on today. Michael Jackson releasing Thriller. Also on today in 1991, just a few years later, Billboard changes its methodology for determining the Hot 100, using SoundScan data to track the record store sales and BDS information for radio plays. SoundScan, an electronic system that counts record sales when they are rung up, replaces a record store reporting, which was typically done with phone calls. BDS is a Shazam like service that identifies songs played by radio station, which eliminates the need for stations to report their playlists. The first number one on the revamp chart is Set Adrift on Memory Bliss by PM Dawn. Very, very interesting, as that seems commonplace now, but crazy to think that they used to have to report all those different buys and plays on the radio to create that Hot 100. We do have Bob's over at Daggio's taking home a nice prize of $26.80 on our Musco prize. Great job to you, Bob's, as we now get enrolled into a game number 10. As we're getting enrolled into this game number 10, that minor prize will be clicking up from 58 to 60 balls or less. We were able to give out that minor prize at 60 balls or less just a few games ago at game number 5. So hopefully we can do that once again on this game number 10. Should be great stuff as we continue to get after in these awesome games, but definitely a cool thing happening on today as we switch over the way of determining the Hot 100 to the machines, as SoundScan data is what ended up calculating the first Hot 100 hit of Set Adrift on Memory Bliss by PM Dawn. Definitely an interesting one on today, as Thriller and that tracking system both end up coming out on today in different years in history. We have just 140 seconds to get enrolled into this game number 10 of Game Day Bingo. As you guys are getting enrolled, or if you already are enrolled, sign up at pgl.world to become a member of our league. PGL players, they compete for points for those PGL standings on both Tuesday night at 6:40 and Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. while playing that tournament style bingo. You also get to take home some great information if you're signed up there as well, as you get a monthly newsletter that has a lot of great information in it. We do have some members who just got signed up to that PGL.world that I would love to highlight, as we have just 1 minute to get enrolled into this next game. Don't miss out on this awesome action as those prizes are still getting bigger. But we got to highlight those newest members of the Pilot Gambling League. And we got Tams Maltz 4, Jabber 469, Killian, Rosie 89, Tag, Danny Kitty, Bold Moves, McGee, Marlin, L Pen 17, Drewski, Frofro, as well as City Angel 80. Good job to all of those players getting signed up at PGL.world. We're glad to have you guys start earning points on these PGL standings. Speaking of PGL standings, we have had a very competitive season, giving out a lot of top tier points in these games. While giving out those great crash prizes while playing that tournament style bingo, we've been watching players earn a ton of points in these top 10 standings. And so let's start off in 10th place with B&N over at Rumors Bar and Grill in Mazeppa as 1,090,105 PGL points. Sherbert's in ninth over the clubhouse at Edinburgh with 1,111,950 points. In eighth place, we have OE50 over the Stanchion Bar in Hamel with 1,184,415 points. With 1,202,425 points in seventh place, we have Mad Dog over at the Still Wolf in St. Cloud. Sixth place is Sloppy over at Malone's Bar and Grill, Maple Grove, with 1,223,880 points. With 1,391,900 points in fifth place, we have Brizo over at the Underground Bar and Grill, Mankato. Fourth place is Rakuda over at the Alibi Gilbert with 1,428,455 points. With 1,431,595 points in third place, we have Yak over at the Stanchion Bar in Hamel. Second place is Drumski over at the Underground Bar and Grill Mankato with 2,033,924 points. A great start to that 2 million point club. But our number one players even further within that club as they sit with 2,304,170 points, and that's none other than Outlaw 21 over at the Boulevard Bar and Grill, Cood Rapids. Great job to all of those players earning a lot of PGL points while competing on those specialty nights on both Tuesday nights at 6:40 and Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Before I get into the location side of these standings, we are coming down to the final few balls to drop in this game right here as we're trying to give this out in 60 balls or less. $157 available on that minor prize at that mark as we only have one more shot to try and give this one out right here, right now, as we'll be moving on to that $34.90 must-go prize in this game number 10, as we have our winner. It's none other than Ack Forever over at Schuller's Tavern, taking home $34.90. Good job to AC Forever as we now get enrolled into this game number 11. I'm only going to be here with you guys for the next two games of Game Day Bingo, so continue getting enrolled and press and play, as in this game number 11, we'll be getting after a minor jackpot that has now clicked up to 62 balls or less. We'll see if we can finally give it out at 62 balls or less. $170 already available on that minor prize. Back to the PGL standings, as I got to talk about the top 10 locations playing that PGL action. And in 10th place, we have Malone's Bar and Grill, Maple Grove, with 1,223,880 points. With 1,250,455 points in ninth place, we have O'Brien's Pub in Rice. Eighth place is Moe's in Mounds View with 1,279,820 points. With 2,301,025 points in seventh place, we have the Upper Deck Sports Bar in Brockway Township. Fifth place is the Super Bowl in Ramsey with 1,606,700 points. With 1,971,610 points in fourth place, we have the Oleander Saloon, Mankato. Third place is the Boulevard Bar and Grill, Coon Rapids, with 2,532,505 points. In third place, we have the Stanchion Bar in Hamel with 2,616,010 points. With 2,696,400 points in second place, we have the Alibi of Gilbert. And in first place, it's none other than the Underground Bar and Grill Mankato, the only location in the 3 million point club with 3,425,824 points. Great job to all of those locations, earning a ton of points while playing these awesome games of PGL action on both those Tuesday and Wednesday nights. On those Wednesday nights, we are highlighting our Minnesota Wild, who have been getting their season going. Has not been an amazing start to the season, but we have changed some things around to hopefully benefit us in these next few games. As our first game with the coaching staff, with the new coaching staff, was successful. A little boost in our play as we were able to beat the St. Louis Blues 3-1 on that Tuesday night. Great to see as we move to 6-10-4 on the season. In that game, we saw Matt Boldy, Joel Eriksson Ek, Frederick Goudreau, as all three of them getting goals in that great action, as we were able to limit the shots on goal down to just 24 shots, as Philip Gustafsson only let one of those shots get between the pipes. Compared to us, as we got a plethora of shots on goal, 37 compared to their 24, definitely was a good offensive showing for us as we were able to convert some more of those opportunities, and hopefully we continue to play better in these upcoming games with this new coaching staff. We do have a game today to test that out at 7 p.m. as you guys are going to be taking on the Predators. We are going to be in Nashville taking them on, so a little bit on the road action for our Minnesota Wild that we need to send some luck out to. And if you want to send some luck out to the Minnesota Wild, play the great E-Tab game. Let's go Wild. Even check out the Slapshot bonus round to see if you could take home some jackpot prizes. It's definitely a lot of fun playing any of our professional sports themed E-Tabs. But Wild went Let's Go Wild, one of my personal favorites, as I like that Slapshot bonus round. Plus, you're playing it in the in the state of hockey, so might as well get after in that. We do have 43 balls dropped in this game as we got player jewels 4 balls away. If you do end up taking home one of these jackpot jewels, we'd love to see a player picture of it. But not just jackpot messages next to your smiling face we like to see. We also like to see you playing your favorite E-Tab game. You playing pilot games with your friends, your favorite bartender. Maybe you just by yourself having a great time playing a little bit of pilot games. Snap those photos and send them in to us. Share those by directly messaging us on Facebook, by posting them onto any of your social media with the hashtag Pilot Games, or by emailing them to jackpots@pilotgames.com. It's definitely great whenever we get to show those things off, and you can always see them in the enrolling screen right under that hashtag Pilot Games. But in this game right here, game number 11, we have Danny over at Monty's Sports Bar taking home that jackpot prize, $206.57 going out to you. Good job to you, Danny, as we now get enrolled into this final game of this lunchtime bingo, a game number 12. We'll be working on a double Musco prize, as that $39.30 that was available in the Musco will only be growing and rolling into this upcoming game. Should be exciting stuff as we continue to get enrolled into this great action. Just 2 minutes and 20 seconds to do so. As we're getting enrolled into this action, we got to talk about our Minnesota Vikings as they are on their bye week. And the real question is, what are the changes that are going to be happening on this bye week? Well, we need to make a decision at the quarterback and stick to it. Definitely an important one on today, as we are once we figure out that quarterback position, whether it's Josh Dobbs, whether it's Nick Mullins, or it's the rookie QB Jaron Hall, which I would not mind seeing Jaron Hall a little bit more in this great action. But we need to stick with it. Let these guys get comfortable, as Josh Dobbs has had a few bad games, but he's also looked great in others. So part of that comes down to one of the other points that I want to make. We need to work on ball security. If Josh Dobbs cannot clean up that ball security, then he will not have job security. And so we'll have to move on to maybe Jaron Hall or Nick Mullins, who seem to be a little bit more conscientious with the court, with that with that football, as we've given up a ton of turnovers this year, as we are the league leading in 14 fumbles and throwing 10 interceptions, with that total of 24 giveaway, which is the largest number of giveaways for any team during the 2023 season so far. The fact that we are still 6-6 while leading in that stat is very impressive, and a huge shout out to our defense. Another thing that we hope to see is be aggressive early. This is not on the defense, as our defense seems to always be aggressive, blitzing early and blitzing often, which is always fun to see. And our defense has been the star of the show, surprisingly enough, after last year's defense being the cover your eyes, don't look at it type defense, as our offense was the star of the show. We need that offense to be a little bit more aggressive. We give up too many easy 3-and-outs as we run the ball for 1 yard, incomplete pass, and then some pass gets tipped, and then it's third down and we punt it away. That's what happened very much so against those Bears, and we were never able to quite get a rhythm. Another change is to be less conservative with a lead. A lead is awesome to have, but we need to be able to play better with a lead. We didn't play with a lot of leads last year, so that's not somewhere where Kevin O'Connell has had to develop just yet as being a new head coach. And so now that he is having these games where he builds up a lead, it changes the way you play call, and it changes the way you organize your game plan. And so if he can take advantage of and be a little bit more aggressive during those times with a lead, and let us just not have to worry about it for the rest of the game. That would be awesome if we could just, blow some teams out. And last but not least, use home field advantage. We have one of the best stadiums in the entire football. When they're yelling skull, that stadium is virtually, if not actually, shaking. And so we need to be able to use that environment. We have been horrible at home lately, as we are 2-4 in front of our fans at US Bank Stadium. And we need to just give a better show, as you want to have that home field advantage. We do have all the way till December 10th to get all those things fixed up, as we take on the Raiders at 7:15 in Las Vegas. Should be some interesting stuff, and you guys can send some luck over to your Minnesota Vikings by playing the great E-Tab game, Vikings Victory. Pick a letter in the Skull bonus round to see if you can take home some great jackpot prizes. As we are working on some great jackpot prizes here, we got to talk about some movies that were released on today. First up, released on today in, let's see, which ones do we want to highlight on today? As The Collection was released in 2012, a horror movie that I have not seen yet. 2022, My Name is Vendetta, with a pretty big cast, it looks like there. And Family Switch was released in 2023. This one looks to have Ed Helm as well as Jennifer Gardner. Definitely a fun cast there, as I have not seen that movie released on today this year. Well, definitely check out some of those movies, as well as some great Christmas movies, as December is right around the corner. We do have Smokey over at the Wheelhouse taking home our double Musco of $52.90 in this final game of Game Day Bingo. Great job to you, Smokey, as we now get enrolled into a little Lucky 4 Bingo with over $80,000 available. As you guys get after it, though, I do have a player spotlight, as Mom and Dad over at the Pit Stop Bar took home $33,780 on a lovely Thanksgiving game. While playing at the Pit Stop Bar, anybody who plays there supports the Brainerd Lions Club. Their mission is to empower Lions Club volunteers and partners to improve health and well-being, strengthen communities, and support those in need through humanitarian services and grants that impact lives globally and encourage peace and international understanding. Definitely some great stuff there, and just a reminder that when you play pilot games, your community wins.